It's okay. How are you?
Very well.
Thanks for coming.
Well, Dave, how are you? It's been, what, a pretty crazy 4 days, hasn't it?
Yeah, everything was good until Brooklyn. You know, last night was a bad night, but hopefully we got it together now, and that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, so I mean, let's touch on that. Why, from your perspective, was it a bad night?
Well, at one point, you know, Floyd's guys walked over to where we were, and all Conor's guys, you know, jumped in there. It was that close to turn into a brawl on that stage.
Yeah.
And I'm too old for that shit. What's that?
What was actually said between the teams?
Lots of not nice things.
Was it
Lots of mean stuff.
Was it racism between them? Or?
Oh, Jesus. Listen. What's going on right now between these guys is as much a part of the fight as the fight itself. These are two of the best to ever do it, physically and mentally and verbally. And you've seen that this week. They've been unbelievable, you know? And it has escalated every event, because what happens is, just like in a fight, when you get hurt to the body, you try not to show that you got hurt to the body. When you get rocked, you try not to show that you got rocked. And they've both been rocked a couple times and tried to show, like, you know, not show it. And the battle that's gone on between these guys has been epic. And it's always the media that wants to pump up the, you know, oh, is this a fight? This isn't a croquet game, you know, this isn't a tennis match. These guys are going to try to knock each other unconscious in a month and a half. I don't think there's too many mean things you can say that's worse than getting knocked unconscious. So,
you know, what do you make of this whole race round? Do you believe that things just been blown out of proportion? And I'm not just asking
of the what?
Of this alleged race round, like McGregor's a racist.
Yeah. So what happened was, how this whole thing got started. As soon as we left LA, Conor was saying to him, he had come over and he was dancing, and Conor started doing this. Yeah, dance for me, boy, dance for me. And that was how the whole, and then he said, the stripper thing, you got 50 strippers under your, on your payroll. That's what he was talking about. He was treating him. And then Floyd came out yesterday, apparently was treating me and Conor like strippers and throwing ones at us. You know, I don't think that. So then everybody was talking about the racial thing, and then Conor came out and said, you know, what he said last night at the in Brooklyn, you know, about, yeah, I'm half black from the belly button down. So this, you know, it's just this is what they do. I don't think that there's any racial, you know, he's being racist. He also called out 50 Cent last night, and you know, he's got 50 Cent talking about him. He's got Jay-Z talking about him. You know, he's dragged a lot of people into this thing, and I think that on both sides of this, it's been brilliant. I think they've both done. It's been incredible to watch. If you're truly a fan of combat sports, if you truly know what's going on here, pretty damn good.
Do you see Conor as having more chance as this has gone on of getting inside?
This is Conor's game. This is what Conor does. Listen, Floyd hasn't been matched physically or verbally in boxing. Now he has. The verbally he has. Now we'll see what happens physically. You know, because like I said, if you know about fighting, if you're a true fan and you know what's going on in fighting, I was talking about that idiot. Who's the idiot on ESPN? What's it? Neil Everett in the United States. I'm tired of this shtick and the shtick. It's not a shtick. This isn't shtick. This is verbal combat at its finest. You don't see guys go at each other like this, intelligent, you know, trying to dig in there and find ways to mentally, you know, get in each other's heads. That's what these guys are doing, and these are two of the best to ever do it. It's been fascinating to watch.
Are they going back every night and analysing it? Is that what you're saying? And then coming back for another
100%. That's exactly what they're doing. 100%. You know, yeah, it's very, very good. Very good. Yeah. So you know, we wanted to do this world tour. Obviously, you know, we talked about going to Texas too, and you know, obviously Dublin made a lot of sense, but there's no way Floyd was going to go to Dublin.
Did it directly say no when Dublin?
Absolutely. I mean, this is close to Dublin. We're in London, and this is hostile territory for him right now. Imagine if we're in Dublin. I mean, that guy's got to go stay at a hotel somewhere, and you know, get in the car and drive somewhere. I wouldn't go to Dublin either if I was him.
Did you ask him that? Did you ask him personally if he would go to Dublin?
No, Al Heyman, yeah. I talked to Al Heyman about it. He's like, yeah, we're not going to Dublin.
Later, Conor was making about 3 million in his last fight. Now he's going to be making...
It's not true.
He's going to be making a lot more for this one. I mean, how confident are you that after this fight he's still going to have the motivation to continue fighting?
Yeah. You can never be confident about that. You know, we just sold the company a year ago, and there were a lot of guys that I work with that are young guys that made a lot of money, and they're gone. They're sitting home doing nothing. So, you know, you can say that you think you'll stick around, and Conor can say, you know, I'm going to fight again this year, but you don't know. You don't know till you get that check and cash it, whether you're going to stick around or not. That's when you find out if you really love what you're doing. Especially in the fight business, you know, it takes a certain type of person to want to get out of bed and get punched in the face every day when you got that much money in the bank.
Is your instinct?
Talking about the world tour, you're going, you're selling out places, and just for a press conference, the thought process behind it, it hasn't accomplished the goal that you guys wanted.
You know, I don't know if there were, you know, as far as accomplishing goals, the thing about the press tour and doing this press conference, it was to see this thing play out between these two. So there was this talk about these two fighting, right? I said, no, this isn't going to happen. Started to build up with the fans, started to build up with the media, and then it gets to the point where I'm on ESPN one day and I said, you know what? I'll give you $25 million, Floyd, for this fight. He hangs his watch out the window to TMZ and tells him, you know, I don't know if the watch cost $25 million or what the deal was, but, you know, I got a really expensive watch, and, you know, $25 million's a joke, and that started the negotiation process, and from right there, it went so fast, and realistically, this was the first time we were going to see these two together in the same room, face to face, and you know, verbally going at it, and we started to pick off cities that we wanted to go to. And, you know, we knew it was going to be big, but, I mean, Staples Center sold out like that. Barclays sold out like that. We had to get a bigger venue in Toronto, do like 16,500 because the other one was too small. And then London, 10 minutes. So, you know, it's been incredibly successful. And I think that, you know, a fight that people were already excited about, people are just insane about now.
Daniel, just going back to McGregor's future, firstly, what does your instinct say about what he'll do next? And secondly, have you planned for the worst case scenario where he doesn't fight in the UFC again?
No, I mean, I'm going to be dealing with that for the rest of my career. Back in the day, people were like, what are you going to do when Chuck Liddell's gone? What are you going to do when George St-Pierre's gone?
This is bigger though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all the same, man. Listen, Michael Jordan didn't play basketball forever. No athlete can continue to go on forever. And my job and what they pay me to do is to continue to find young and up-and-coming talent and cultivate it and find them. That you're never going to find another Conor McGregor. I call him the unicorn, but you go out and you find another star.
And what's your instinct about what he'll do next? Do you think you will have him back?
I do. I think he'll actually, I talked to Ari a couple days ago, and we were talking about, you know, believe me, Conor McGregor's a huge part of this company, and we're going to make him feel like it.
And if he is to come back, you know, looking at this from a UFC business standpoint, is the whole, if you're looking at the positive things, the whole possibility that the media attention that Conor gets from this makes his next pay-per-view, the next thing he does for the UFC, 10 times bigger, and makes your business even bigger as well?
Oh my God, yeah, I mean, imagine if he knocks Floyd Mayweather out. He'll show up to press conferences 7 hours late. Yeah, it's gonna, you know, I'll tell you this. I've been in this business for a long time. It's awesome working with Conor McGregor. He is a special individual, and he makes this fun.
We spoke to John Conor yesterday at UFC Glasgow. He did actually say that he sees seems adamant that Conor McGregor does not come back to UFC and he's desperate to fight Khabib in Russia. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know if he's desperate to fight Khabib in Russia, but he said to me, he says, I want to fight again this year, and I want to go to Russia and I want to fight Khabib in Russia. But that's one of the million reasons why he's a huge star and why people love this guy. Nobody does that. You know, nobody wants to go fight Khabib in Russia, but he does. And if you look at anybody who's ever been successful, it's because they've taken risks. Conor McGregor is always willing to lay it on the line. He's going into a boxing match against Floyd Mayweather, you know, and all the other things that he's done on the way up, and now talking about Khabib in Russia.
Mayweather as well, he spoke to him before and he said that he never watches his fight tapes of his opponents. Do you believe him, or do you think maybe he has watched some tapes of McGregor?
I don't know what he does or doesn't do, but it would be weird if he didn't watch tapes on his, or somebody in his camps watching tapes and coaching him through what to do, yeah.
Dana, you've known Conor for a long time before he was this huge star. How has fatherhood changed him in these last few weeks?
How has this changed him?
Fatherhood.
Oh, fatherhood? I haven't seen anything yet, you know, of him changing from fatherhood, but, you know, he's happy, you know, he's ecstatic that he's